Okay, part one. This is part one of road trip. Senor Fields and I headed to Lavaca, Arkansas, or is it Lavaca? What is the correct pronunciation?
Lavaca.
Lavaca. That's what I thought. I actually had to look it up on a map at work to see where it was because I knew of Lavaca, but I couldn't remember exactly where it was.
Just outside of Fort Smith.
Yes, I knew that.
Other side of Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lavaca.
Philip and I were talking about last week's Horatio game versus Derek's, and talking a little bit about Riley Williamson too.
Got to get better offensive line protection. The key to Derek's win was that they got defensive penetration of the offensive line.
True.
And once they after in the third series, once they started establishing control of that, then we started losing control of the game. The offense couldn't get the ball back, and Derek's had the offensive power, and they kept the ball and scored. So
yeah,
there you go. So yeah, the key is going to be that line.
I was surprised Horatio broke out the I formation last week too.
I was too, but I wish after he broke out, I wish he had stayed in it because we were being fairly successful with it on the run.
But I'm also old school. I love the old triple option too.
Right.
Flexbone football. Ken Hatfield flexbone football.
Well, Ken Hatfield was old school.
Yes, he was.
Old school flexbone veer type stuff.
And bored every Razorback and Clemson fan to death.
Three backs in the backfield, quarterback up underneath center,
Mm-hmm. And bored every Arkansas and Clemson fan to death.
Didn't bore me, man. I love winning.
Yeah, I love winning too, but
I like whenever my team's winning, I don't think that's boring at all.
I think I suggested after they fired Morris, I think that was one of my suggestions was go get a service academy coach to take this job.
Mm-hmm.
But Razorback fans are saying, we don't want to run the wishbone. It's never going to work at the Power 5 level. And I laughed at these people. I thought, Georgia Tech did it. Paul Johnson did it for years at Georgia Tech and won.
Yeah. Well, football tends to be cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
And you cycle back around to old formations because they start to work with different combinations.
Single wing, the Wildcat, stuff like that, the run and shoot.
Yep.
Scott County, Arkansas.
I mean, if you don't have size but you have quickness and speed,
yes,
you run the veer or the wishbone because you're just running gaps. You don't have to blow anybody off the ball.
Just as long as you can open up enough of a gap to run the option at someone.
Yeah.
And then occasionally have the pass ready to go.
Get out into the linebackers pretty quick, gain 3 to 4 yards. If you do that, then third down you drop into a pass, short pass or a bubble screen. You march down the field. That's the whole.
I suggested when I coached semi-pro football, I actually suggested dusting out the wishbone and the flexbone or the veer and trying it because we were struggling to move the ball. I thought, why not just run the flexbone or the option at everybody?
Right. The thing that listening to the Derek's coach, I lost his name.
Paul Ernest.
Paul Ernest. He what Fout did against them was that Fout ran like a defensively. They put like 8 men in the box.
Yes,
and they couldn't. They just outnumbered them on the defense. We didn't do that.
No.
So we did better when we were in the goal line
stack package.
But in a team like Derek's, that's what you got to be prepared to do that, and we did not do that.
Yes,
but we did do better when we went to the I because we
it was something different.
Yeah, had more guys inside.